Hello and welcome to Divine Messages with Max and Polly. I am your host, Max Ryan, and we are so glad that you're here today. We're so glad that you're taking the time for yourself. We're so glad that you possibly were drawn here because there could be a message for you in this show today. What we do here is that I am an intuitive. We'll talk a little bit more about what we do. My colleague Polly and I are intuitives, and we open up. There is no script for this show. We have not pre-planned anything, and we just allow Spirit to speak through us like a microphone, and we give messages for all of you out there and for our incredible, beautiful participants today who you will meet in just a second. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you're watching us on attractpositiveresults.com or even on YouTube, you can put comments below. We really love comments and questions from you. So Polly Wirum and I have been working together for a while now, and we discovered probably 2 or 3 months ago that we work really well in tandem as intuitives and as channels for spirit. So we created this show to help you to get a message that you might need in your life, a message for your career, for your life path, for your relationships. We don't know, but we do know that whatever we do and whatever we say is really coming from the place of love, a place of support, and a place of real understanding to help you in any way possible. So we have no agenda here. So welcome to Divine Messages. It's great to have you here. Hey, Polly.
Hi, Max. Thank you for such a nice introduction on the show. So my name is Polly Wirum. I'm the founder of gateways2peace.com, and I do intuitive readings, coachings, and one of my really big things that I want to do, which if you're interested, I will also raise money for charities, is to support, I really believe in supporting projects that support peace, because that's just very important to me. So you can look up my website, gateways2peace.com, and it's always fun working with Max, and I know the two people that we have with us today are going to be super fun. I can already tell. So thank you.
Me too, me too. And before we'll go into a little bit of a prayer, just so you know, right down there, attractpositiveresults.com is my website. I'm the creator and founder of that. I have been a 30-year teacher and student of A Course in Miracles, which is all about helping you to have peace in your life. And I have been intuitive since I was a very little boy. And I love helping people in this way. I'm a coach, and I'm a trainer, and I do workshops, and I do readings. I love doing that. And my newest venture, I do have to say this, my newest venture is Periscope, and Periscope is a beautiful way to connect with you and teach with you every day, a couple of times a day. So if you want to go on Periscope, you can follow me, and we're creating a beautiful family of love there, and it's live. So, all right, so that's the spiel, right?
It is the spiel, and then we'll also talk about at the end. We've got 3 events that we can't forget to mention, because I live in Alaska, but I'm flying to California tomorrow for Max and I to do some fun stuff together.
Yeah.
So I'll start with a prayer, and I already have some messages coming through. So we'll take a nice big deep breath in, and we're calling in all the divine love, our higher self, angels, our guardian angels, our angels, the archangels, our guides that are all working together to help us be the best we can be, to help us find our strengths, to help us turn inward, to help us really solve some of the things that have been troubling us, to help us see clarity of the path in front of us. We can choose which way we want to go. We can choose what we see as an obstacle or what is truly not an obstacle. We have the ability to make these decisions. We have divine guidance with us at all times. Certainly today in this circle, we are loved, honored, as we love all and honor all. And I thank you. I call in all of our guides, higher self, God, universe, love, and so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I just want to start off by saying, if you don't mind, Max.
Sure.
So where we are right now, for one of the things so when I do prayers, it's just kind of messages that I'm receiving. So where we are right now is certainly an interesting time, and it's almost like if you were to imagine you have a grab bag above your head. You have, you can reach up and take something out of the sky and take it for you to use as a tool in your life, or something that you want to become, or whatever this thing is. You have this grab bag above your head in your life of incredible possibilities right now. There really are no limits. And so that kind of comes to when I was talking about your path, where you are. If you see limitations, you have them. But this is really a time of incredible strength. And I feel this is for both of you, actually, Carrie, a lot for you. But in time of incredible strength for all of us to be who we really want to be. And there are no limitations on that. That's the big message I'm getting right now, universally for us all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's so amazing that you said that, because you were talking about standing on something and reaching up, right?
Mm-hmm.
You were standing on that. And I just have to show you, and then I'm going to tell you what everyone here, it's hard to see, shoot. It says plateau, plateau. I get this vibration, this feeling that humanity is on a plateau right now. We're on this plateau. We're at the top of this plateau, and it's like you can reach up or you can go down. You can reach up or you can go down. I get that very, very, very strongly for all of us. I got the very similar message, and it is very much about this idea that I was just talking about this the other day. But sources telling me right now is like it really is about, anything is possible. It's about choice, choice, choice. We talk about this all the time in spirituality, but choice, choice, choice. I love that idea about the grabbing whatever is there, because really ultimately what's happening is that I think that we as a species, as humanity, are really we're really waking up. We're beyond woken up. We have been woken up for a while, but we haven't known what to do. That's what's happening. We haven't known what to do. And now it's like, I think that there are a lot of people that aren't on a quote-unquote spiritual path, and you don't need to be on a spiritual path to actually help yourself or humanity move on in evolution. But now we're really it really is about what our choices are. I love that. That's so, so true. And I'm getting a very similar message about that. And I think that if anything today, I would like to just tell everyone that's listening, and I feel like that there's a message very, very clearly for someone that's watching in this moment, that to be reminded of their choices.
Yes.
To be reminded that they have choices, right?
Yes.
Do you get that too?
Yes, absolutely.
Someone watching in this moment live right now. And so there's a recording, but someone watching right now, there's a very strong message that person needs to be reminded you have more choices than what you think. And just look up, and there is a grab bag. I love that. I want to say one more thing before we move on, okay, Polly? I kept getting this name, and I have no idea. I always give you what I get. I don't, I don't censor it. I kept getting this name Frederica. I feel like there's a grandmother figure that's a Frederica, like a little old lady, Frederica. I'm not sure if this is for one of our participants today, for Michael or Carrie, but there's a Frederica. That name keeps coming to me. A little old lady, kind of from the old world, that's a really nurturing, amazing woman. She is here for somebody watching this, and she's here to brighten your spirits, she's saying. She's actually right here with me. I can totally feel her. She's here to brighten your spirits and say everything's okay. Don't take it so seriously. She's somebody that, that's interesting. She's somebody that would have cooked something very starchy. She's like, it's all about either pasta or gnocchis or pierogies. I don't know what it is. But she's so sweet. So I just get the name Frederica. I don't know. But I just had to put that out there right now. And I don't know if that is close to to Michael or Carrie or not. But yeah, so that's what I got. That's what I got.
And I wanted to add regarding the grab bag that because I saw it as a bag, like you're reaching up with your arm, so because of that, you are kind of blindly, but you go by your feelings. And the other thing to take note with that is if you pull something out in life, if you sample something, and then this is like, oh, this isn't a good fit for me after all, return it. Get something else. There is nothing, seriously, there is nothing wrong with exploring. I mean, right now is a wonderful opportunity to explore and see what fits with you. And so it's not, you know, sometimes people get caught up in thinking that if they choose something that, you know.
They're stuck with it.
No, you're not. You just return it, bless it, choose again.
Choose again, babe. It's all about choose again.
Yep.
Love it. That's a message for everyone all the time. Choose again, choose again, choose again.
But wonderful opportunities right now.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of energy and opportunities happening right now.
Yep.
I'd like to move to our participants. Is that okay?
Yep.
All right. So I need to start with Michael. Hey, Michael, how are you? You can unmute yourself.
Hello.
Hey, I'm going to tell everyone really quickly, I'm going to be very transparent here, is that we asked for participants on the show that we do not know. Now, here's the deal. Michael was so sweet, and he really wanted to be on the show, and he kind of applied a couple of times. And I just said, you know what, Polly, you don't know him at all. And I do know Michael. I've known him years and years ago. We were actors together and everything. But, you know, really, Michael, truly, we have not really had communication in the last probably 10 to 12 years, very intense communication, have we?
No. Yeah.
No, maybe even longer, right?
I think it's a little longer because I moved away. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I just have to be totally transparent with all of you is that I do know him, but not connected. So, Michael, I need to tell you very, very strongly that, first of all, you come, okay, thank you. My guide is telling me, his name's Gawain, you don't need to know that, but he's telling me you do come into this world as being somebody that is an example. I keep getting this feeling of this word, actually, that's like across my brain. He's an example. He's an example. He's an example. And I think that, Michael, you know that to be true. You're an example of the light, for sure. Example of the light. You're an example of strength. And you're also an example of vulnerability. Actually, you're an example of being vulnerable for the world and also for your friends and your family. I think that you have been able to teach your family a lot about being vulnerable, about the light. When I say the light, I'm just talking about unconditional love and being somebody that stands in the place of well, you know what? Michael will know. Michael will know as far as the positive end of the stick. That it's all good. It's all good. You kind of come into this life in that archetype. Does that make sense to you, Michael?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And I do know this about the actor thing, but this doesn't really relate to the actor thing. But you're kind of a shining star. You're kind of a shining star in your world, and also in that sounded so horrible. Let me just pull back. You're a star in your own mind.
That's right.
But no, but what I'm saying is in your family, in your community, and the people that are around you, you're like the star. You're the one that everyone goes, oh, he's here. We can have fun. He's here. He's the guy. So you come in with that, and that really is your strength. That's your strength coming in here for your life path. And it's just beautiful. One other thing I want to say to you, I feel like Polly wants to say something, but I do want to say that I'm being told very strongly, Michael, there's a turnover. Something's going to turn over for you really soon. In the next couple of months, I don't know if that means you're going to move or you're going to get a new job. Something's going to shift for you. All right, I'm going to ask you very clearly.
Don't
Go ahead.
respond to that, Michael.
Okay, don't respond. Okay. I was
Don't
going to
respond
ask.
to that.
Okay, you go, Polly. I'll shut up.
No, I'm sorry, but afterwards. So, Michael, what I was seeing earlier with you is that you were, so I'll see things or I'll hear things, and then the ball goes. But literally, it was like, and I felt actually that was in your bedroom. But what happened, which who knows why I see things where I see them. But what I actually saw was like pulling down a blind. You pulled down a blind, you basically were closing, so some view that you've had, but I almost feel like it's more like people looking in. There's something that you just decided, I've had enough, pulled the blind down, but you're also at this point, so that you're not going to look in that direction anymore, whatever that was, but you're also in a point where you're searching. And I think the reason why I saw like in the bedroom, because that's, like your intimate self, you're not sharing that with the world, right? And so you're at this point where you're searching, but I almost feel like when I say that you're searching, you almost feel a little bit overwhelmed with it. It's almost like it's kind of, there's some heaviness to it. It doesn't have to be. Honestly, it can be as simple as going for a walk outside. I mean, you'll know when you find it because it's just kind of this ease. And how I experience it or feel it is like sometimes it's like you're thinking and then 5 minutes later you're like realize, oh my God, I have not had a thought come through my head for long. You're just at peace. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does anything in terms of like shutting, closing something, you're not looking out that direction anymore? And I feel like it was really kind of just giving you too much pressure. Whatever it was kind of making you feel like you had to do something. It was.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. There's a couple of different things that I can relate to.
Yeah. So that's good. I mean, I feel like that's a good thing. And then just bring, because I feel like that was kind of draining. You know what it was? It was draining to you. So that's good. Pulled the window, closed the shade on that. And then the searching thing, Max might have more on this, but it's really, don't even worry about it. Yeah. It just happens.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks,
so, sure. Do you want to respond to Holly anymore before I go on?
No. Go ahead.
I'm Polly. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Okay, this is crazy. Okay, here's the deal. What I'm getting, that's just ridiculous. Anyway, there is something that is ending and something that's beginning. It's the end of something and something is coming in. You are, there's a shift, and I want to ask you, I need to hear your voice, Michael, for just a second so I can tune into this. What is the thing that is the shift that's ending and then something beginning? What is that? I need to hear your voice.
I think it's probably my job. Maybe my work, so my job which is much like a distraction to other things that I want to do, but has been a long-running obstacle. So I'm in that state of transition, and then I wait, and then I get overwhelmed.
Yeah, I see that.
I feel like I'm inactive, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, because it puts you in a state of kind of paralyzation because you want to control it, but you don't know what to do and everything. I need to pull a card for you. Yeah, like paralyzed feeling, right? That's going to change. Something is going to really shift, and I really think that the job situation, letting go of that, or wow, just a card flew out of the deck. That's your card. Okay. Oh my goodness! What did I just say earlier? I said something good is going to happen. Something new is going to happen. Something good is going to happen. Right? Didn't I say that earlier? I said something new is going to happen. You get the Six of Rods. Do you see the Six of Rods?
Mm-hmm.
The Six of Rods is all about coming back to yourself, following your intuition, and it's a good news omen. Good news is coming. Something, I can feel it from you. It's like you're either going to get something, nothing comes out of the blue, but something, either a job offer or something's going to be like, oh, it's going to reignite your passion. Actually, it's going to reignite your passion. It's very good. And I think you might have an inkling that you know what this could be. Is that true?
I feel the stirrings of something. I'm not sure what it is, but
Yeah.
I do need that passion reignited. It's been kind of quiet.
Yeah. Yep. This card really is all about this idea of a homecoming, back to yourself, good news, everything's working, and you might just need. Thank you. My guide's saying one of the things that you probably, it sounds so cheesy, I'm going to say it anyway, is that one of the main reasons that you are here as a participant on the show today is to get support that things are going to change and that good news is coming. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Is that true, Michael?
That's true.
Yeah.
From the moment I saw it to the moment that I wrote to the program, I knew when I listened to the last podcast, I said there's something here. Yeah. For me.
And I really, really feel like just sit back, Michael, because everything is really starting to coalesce, to shift for you. And I really do believe that reigniting the passion is going to start for you all over again. And I do know you're an actor, so I don't know if it's the acting, but it's you know what I have to say, it's deeper than acting. It's something deeper than that that's going to be reignited in you. What I'm getting is the joie de vivre. Your joie de vivre is going to really kind of feel like it's coming back. Because you feel like you've kind of missed your joie de vivre the last year or two.
Yeah, last couple of years.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sorry, Polly. Go ahead.
Oh, it's okay. So I do have two things. So like when I was seeing that you do, the overwhelming type thing, because it's almost like, you're running, how dogs will run around in a circle before they lay down on their bed or whatever. It's almost like you're there, and then, but it's in kind of a darkened room. Don't worry about it. It's going to get easier. But interestingly, do you do something, it's almost fine, because they're doing something with my fingers, doing something like do you do some type of, something with your fingers? Something, it's just think about it, and it may come, who knows what it is, but it's something, there's energy in your hands. You have something there's something that you can do. I actually see you pulling things together, like grouping things together somehow, like making these connections. I don't know what it is, but you really don't, and you're going to enjoy it. You don't have to, I think the biggest thing is to just know, because I also feel like you're even searching spiritually, and it's the whole thing. It's all going to work out. You definitely have the ability to go inside yourself, to retreat inside yourself, and that's fine. I mean, I just feel like, just remember that, choose what you want. I think that's part of the reason why all that came out. I mean, you have the ability, and things are going to open up for you.
That's
for sure.
And one more thing before we wrap up here, Michael, is that I just got a very, very, very strong whoosh of Archangel Uriel, who I work with a lot. I want you to, I don't know, do you do any angel work or study angels at all?
No, but I think you mentioned that in another podcast, so I looked it up. That specifically.
Oh, yeah. Archangel Uriel, you looked at Uriel?
Because you mentioned it, and then I thought, that's interesting.
Wow, that's interesting that you glommed onto that, because Archangel Uriel kind of represents for you kind of the next phase of your life. And I really want you to do some research about him. I mean, you can send me stuff, whatever. Archangel Uriel is my main angel that I work with, and I feel him really around you. I feel him very much like this kind of like, I want to help, I want to help, I want to help. And Archangel Uriel, just, first of all, when you do the research, there's going to be a million interpretations, but mine's right. No, I'm just kidding you. I'm just kidding you. But from my point of view, Archangel Uriel is all about creating heaven on earth. This kind of like, your spiritual life being grounded in the earth and manifesting and creating, and it's all about your existence on this earth is actually going to accelerate. And you're going to feel more, and I know this sounds very esoteric, but I want you to do some research on him. And I'll just tell you, if you have any questions, you can always, email me or whatever, because I think Uriel is really kind of the one that you need to work with right now.
Great.
Okay?
Thanks, Max.
You're welcome. So good to see your smiling, beautiful face.
It's great to see you and to meet you, Polly.
You too. Well, I'm sure we're not done with you.
We're not done with you yet.
We'll roll back around.
But I'm feeling whoa. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Polly, are we moving on to Carrie?
Yes, we're moving on to Carrie.
Okay.
Beautiful Carrie.
Yeah.
Okay, so can I share with Carrie first?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so Carrie, you can unmute yourself. So what I was getting with you, where you are right now, I actually see you almost like the little busy bee. You actually have like these baskets that are like overflowing with flowers, and you kind of go from one to the other, and it's like you are focused on the abundance of your life. I mean, you've got like all this goodness, and it's really, I mean, that's just where you're at right now. You're really enjoying that. And I mean, that's the big thing where you are. You have, I see different baskets, different flowers, and you're like this little bee that buzzes from each one. I did see, stacks of pennies. Like, you just really, at this time in your life, it's a good time for you, and you're focusing on the abundance of your life. And more, like, I don't see you, like, you're really focused on your, in your world. Like, I don't see you necessarily, I mean, people, you interact with other people, but you're really content with what's in your life. Like, you're not in the mode, where you're out seeking and trying to, bring other people into your circle. I guess that's the way to put it. You're, where you are is good. If they come in, great, but you're complete. That's the best way to put it. You are complete. You feel complete. You're happy.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I feel that too. Now, I'm having an Alzheimer's moment right now, and I just have to kind of just say that to you right now, is that, Carrie, I get from you you have a very strong archetype that you come into this world with, a very strong archetype, and I'm having an Alzheimer's moment because I do not remember the term, because the term sounds very derogatory, but it's a Native American term for, not the crow, the woman that's very, very, very strong, that, it's going to bug me, it'll come back. Do you know what I'm talking about, Carrie? Not the crow, she's like the educated, strong. It's like the high priestess in the tarot cards. But it's Native American, but it starts with a C. Anyway, you come in very much like that. Let's just go with the high priestess thing, because I can get that. But it's more of the Native American one. But it'll come to me. You come in as the high priestess, very regal. Very about, and this high priestess thing comes up for me sometimes. I think I'm relating to that. But you have such strong energy that's like that really you're able to work with energy. You're able to shift energy. You're able to. I see you in front of. This is going to sound crazy, but just bear with me. It's not derogatory at all. But I see you in front of a cauldron. And it's not witchy, but it's like I can stir things up. I can create energies. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
There's something about you that's very strong in this kind of being able to take energy and put it together. And I'm actually not even talking metaphorically. I'm talking about literally. And I don't know if you are a metaphysician or you're an alchemist or if you're Wiccan or something like that, but it is very much in who you are. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. Hmm. This is kind of an interesting question. You can answer it or not. It doesn't matter. It's all up to you. Do you or have you ever worked with spells?
I manipulate energy.
Hmm. Okay.
I make grids with crystals.
Oh. Okay. Oh,
And
that's.
I work with crystals.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, do you want me to tell you the full spiel?
No, but that
Okay.
makes sense. That makes sense because that's shifting energy around. That's being an alchemist. That's like saying, take this energy from over here and put it over here, and then boom, you have a new dress or whatever it is. I'm just but I would actually think that you would actually be very, very talented at doing the natural healing arts. Actually, I mean, obviously crystals are, but as far as going, you know what, a little dandelion here, a little peppermint oil here, a little bit of frog's toe, whatever. I'm just kidding you.
Yeah.
But you're really good at saying, you know what, this energy feels good here, and you don't have to follow a formula. You don't have to study. You don't come into this life needing to be an apprentice to the big high priestess. You just come in going, yeah, you just do that. You put that there, that there, and then everything will start to shift and change. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I see plants also, but with all of this being said, because you're very strong, and we talked about, I saw how you basically have, this nice little circle around you with all your goodies in it. And you use your head a lot, you could, if you wanted to, you could teach.
I do.
No, I think so.
Because you do.
I do teach.
Yeah, and I see you using hands, but definitely using your head. But it's interesting because even though you teach, I still see, because you have this, when I said that I saw, all your goodies, your baskets of flour, they're in a circle. You're pretty protected. It's not like you're like, letting your emotions, flow here and there and flow, like you might teach, but you're not, you teach. Kind of like when you go to college, you're teaching and it's not the professor that's, that's the emotional professor. You're like, you definitely teach.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is good.
Mm-hmm. Good. Can I?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. The other thing too for you, Carrie, is that you have a very strong energy on your right shoulder. There's a very strong energy on your right shoulder, and I am pretty sure this is a spirit guide for you, and it feels like an animal guide for you. You might know what this is, but I am being pulled to your right shoulder. There's something on your right shoulder, and it's interesting because when we were talking before the show, we just kind of chat, I kept looking over here. When I saw you, I kept looking over here. You have a spirit guide, you have an animal guide, or something that's always, like for me, personally, for me as an intuitive or as an energy worker, it's always on my left side. But I'm being pulled to, like, there's something here. Does that make sense to you? If it doesn't, say no. If it doesn't, say no.
Okay, it does, because when I hear things or when I'm describing knowing or hearing things, it always comes from this side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does.
Like I describe it as coming in this way when I hear stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a master guide for you, and I believe it's an animal spirit for you.
Do you know what?
An animal totem. It's a horse.
A horse.
A horse. It feels very much like a horse to me. A horse animal totem is with you a lot. And the horse is so smart, so intelligent, so strong. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to give you this. This is kind of crazy, but I give you what I get. This horse has been with you for a few lifetimes, and this horse has been your horse for about 4 or 5 lifetimes in the past. And one of your lifetimes, very, very strongly, in like the 8th century, this was your horse. You have bonded in that, and you have never let go of each other. And she, it's a girl horse, a woman horse. What do you say, a girl horse?
I know.
A filly? I don't know.
Yeah.
A
At
filly.
least at least it's not a dog, because then it'd be a bitch.
But this female horse has been with you for a long time. You two are soulmates. She has been helping you. I see you riding her. You are riding her, and she helps you. She gives you information. She's your strength when you don't have strength. She's your strength when you don't have strength.
I love horses. I grew up wanting a horse really bad.
Ah.
Yeah.
See, I could have said koala bears, and you'd be like, I don't care.
I would have been like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's the horse thing. Wow. And you know what? This is me now as a coach speaking. Is that you would be very well served hanging around horses. Go hang around some horses.
Okay.
Go to the park. Go to the whatever. Just hang around with them. It'll be good for you. She's very much there. The other thing I want to tell you is that, or ask you, I'm being told to ask you, is what about, there is, the relationship situation for you is it feels like it's on hold, or there's something about the relationship situation for you that is, it's, I'm going to use the word, it's kind of stagnant. Something feels like it's like stagnant in the intimate relationship world. I'm not saying, well, whatever. What does that mean?
Well, I'm not seeing anybody, and I'm waiting for him. So
yeah.
Can you tell me?
That's
Can you tell me where he is?
I'll tell you something about this.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so just because you are so, the thing that I get from you is you've got your goodies, or, these wonderful things in your life, and it's protected and circled. So because you're so happy and content with who you are, with what you have, I mean, you like yourself, right? And so, so when you move through life, it's not like, you're the opposite of the teenage girl, making eyes at any cute boys as they walk through the mall.
Right.
So I would say, if you're seriously, and you have the power to bring this into your circle. So if you're serious about this, because you're so content with, you're somewhat closed off because you're so content with your life, your world. So you're not the teenager, but in some way do it where you're putting yourself out there. Because you'll attract them. I mean, all you have to do is say, I'm ready. Reach up.
Well, you know what? I do that,
Yeah.
and I meditate, and I do that. And I was told quite a while ago that someone saw him coming in, like walking around the corner, but this was over a year ago. Since then, I've had other people tell me that he's coming, or they
do you ride a bike?
They see somebody coming into my life. No.
Because when you were talking about him, I was just seeing a bicycle. I didn't know if you rode a little bike.
No. Okay. In the gym.
Maybe. I don't know. This is outside, though.
Riding my bike in the gym. Hey, how's it going?
Love that. Okay, I need to jump in here because I was just pulling in the whole relationship situation. I pulled a card for you. And this is what I kind of thought. I get the 8 of Rods. I don't know if you know about the cards, but the 8 of Rods is all about moving forward and taking action. It has a lot to do with love. Has a lot to do with this card. It's very interesting. Love does have a lot to do with this card, and this card is all. I mean, you can see the rods are like, go, move, get your freaking ass going. You need to move. And I think in the relationship thing, it feels like you're waiting. It feels like you're waiting. It's like, and you know what? Heaven helps those who help themselves. That's what I'm telling you right now. Is that, yeah, and my guide's saying to me that doesn't matter what you do on some level, as long as you go, yeah, you know what? I'm going to take a chance, and I'm going to go on that blind date. I'm going to take a chance, and I'm going to go meet some guys with my girlfriends. I'm going to take a chance. And it's kind of about you initiating the energy to move forward instead of waiting for it to come to you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's going out of that circle.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you something really, really, really bluntly. When's the last time that you actually took like specific action to be like, I'm going to get on Match, or I'm going to go to that bar, or I'm going to whatever? When's the last time you did that?
Well, I haven't, because I've been on this. I've had an awakening, and I've been on this spiritual journey for about almost 2 years, and so I'm very particular about who I exchange energy with or let intimately into my energy,
Right.
or exchange things
Good
with.
for you.
And so I'm very aware of this, and so I don't just go to bars or go on Match or anything like that, because I need someone who is vibrating at least with me,
Right.
near me.
I get that.
Vibrational. I'm looking for a vibrational match.
That's right. It's all about vibrational match, and I'm going to jump in here. You're getting very clear about your vibrational match, which is, I'm a law of attraction teacher. That's what it's about. You get clear about your vibrational match, and then you start to move into the world,
right?
And so that you can bring it in. So what Spirit's really telling you with this card and with what I'm feeling is that you know what you want. And on some level, it doesn't even matter what you do, as long if you. Okay, thank you. he just showed me you grocery shopping. So what that means is that if you go to the grocery shop with an open heart, and be like, I know exactly what I want, it could happen today. Who knows?
Right.
That's what he's saying. He's saying, move into the world like with action, with fun. Like, it could happen today. I don't know. Anything's possible. So do that. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Don't wait until you're like, ooh, this is exactly the right thing. Literally, you could walk out your door and you could trip down, and some guy could reach down and pick you up and go. You're like, oh, there you are. You never know.
Right.
You never know.
Okay.
But I also think you're a very independent spirit, and you really, and then I'm going to say it really quickly, and I think Polly said this before, you're an independent spirit that doesn't necessarily need somebody.
Right.
So, go ahead.
And you're also like a calculated risk taker. But because you have this beautiful world that you've created, that you've put energy into creating this beautiful world, and you're really proud of your beautiful world, which you should be, but you can go, you can share your beautiful world with other people. And the other thing to remember, as Max has met my entire family, you can find your partner. When you think of your perfect vibrational match, sometimes the partner that we attract, we also learn from.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, so it's you never know what you're going to get.
Right.
I mean, and believe me, I totally put a lot of effort into what's going on in my house and my life, but I still have some other stuff that occurs.
Right.
But I learned from it.
Yeah.
So I would just take it from that.
But you mentioned all my baskets and flowers and stuff. Okay. Can I ask a question?
Sure, please do.
Okay. I do work with crystals. I am an energy healer. I do know how to do this. I did get some formal training. However, I know that I'm just remembering what I already know, what I came into this life knowing. And I do a few things, but right now I'm not really, I need more clarity on what I should be focusing on, or what, as far as immediate income coming in. It's something that I'm trying to cultivate, some type of spiritual practice. However, I don't really know, what. I do healings on people, crystal healings here and there, and I do angel card readings. I work different little venues, maybe wellness events and things like that. That's where I'm at. I'm kind of confused.
And you're super, like I told you before, you're super smart. Like when you get this, you use your head a lot. So Max will have, because he kind of helps people get the ball rolling.
And I teach too. I didn't mention that I traditionally was a teacher in the medical field, but since I have been in this metaphysical, spiritual world, I started teaching what I know. So I started teaching about crystals, and I started.
Here's what I see, and you know how I saw that bike earlier? So now here's what I'm seeing right now. You are basically like at the center of the wheel, like if you look at the center of the wheel and you've got all these little spokes going off, so you've got all these little possibilities, like a gazillion of them going off from you. Tie them together. I mean, I literally see you at the hub of the wheel. And so maybe Max will have something, but I feel that is going to gather momentum and moving, which is why I saw that bike earlier. I mean, literally, you're at the center of the wheel, tie it together. You know, you link them all. It all comes back to you, and you're really going to get that rolling from.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that, but I also want to tell you this: that I get a very strong vibration. That I'm going to ask you a very straightforward question. This is actually me as a coach right now. Do you have a job right now?
No.
Okay, you need a job.
Like in the working matrix?
Yes, you need a job that has nothing to do with any of this, that you can do very easily, that you meet people. I see you like, you know what? Because you know what? I really feel very strongly, like Polly said, you're very smart. You could live on very little and make it all work. You can do that. That's okay. So I get this. This is me as a coach, and what I'm getting combined here is that I really feel that for you, it's about just getting out in the world, doing something with the public, where you work a part-time job, okay? Where you're feeling more secure about your money situation. You know what? I mean, really, Harry, it's like I feel like it's about this kind of thing that. Even if you're making $200, $400 a week, you can depend on that, and then on your other time, you build up your teaching and your healing practice. Because I think it's going to take a lot of pressure, because this is kind of classic stuff, you know, in business, you know, and I work with healing business people, and what they do is they try to put all their eggs in one basket, and then they feel so bad and then they associate the trying to do their healing with feeling bad. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Right.
Just get a job. And this is what I always say. And I'll say this to you. Get a job at Starbucks, you know what, and work, you know what, 8 hours a week, 16 hours a week. You meet people, you have fun, I don't know, and you're like, well, at least, you know what, my bills are getting paid, or a little bit more of my bills are getting paid, because you're putting too much focus on making a living from your healing.
Okay. Right, and it goes, you know,
So back off of that. Keep doing your healing. Keep accepting these healings and everything.
Right.
And the other thing is, you need to charge more. You need to charge more. That's what I heard. You need to charge more. You're kind of bargain basement, and you're not a bargain. You're a high priestess, so you need to own that. So you need to charge more for what you do, and then more people will come. If you raise your rates, I'm just hearing 20%. You raise your rates 20%. You know what? You'll have a higher quality person coming to you. You'll make a little bit more money, and that I'm not saying that you're supposed to be. I'm just using Starbucks, working at Starbucks the rest of your life. But for the immediate future, this comes back to this card. Take action in the world. Go do what you need to do to make yourself feel okay. Because I feel like there's jobs around there. You could be, you know, a hostess. You could be a receptionist. You could. That's something that's kind of fun, that you meet people, and it kind of pays you a minimum, and you feel a little more even. Does that make sense?
Right. Yes.
And it goes back to like when I saw the stack of pennies, and also, you know, I keep referring back to you have the circle around you. It goes back to you just going out because you have this great circle that you feel comfortable in. It goes back to going out of that. I'm with everything. I mean, I would say that's probably the big message is just with everything you want in your life, you got to move out of that circle because you are happy with you know, with what you've created.
Yeah.
So do we still have Michael here?
Michael seems to have dropped off.
Oh, because I had
He
something.
might have got cut off.
Okay.
Let's keep talking for a moment. I'm going to
Okay.
send him a little message.
Okay. So, Carrie, do you have any questions about any of this?
Yeah, keep talking.
Do you know, or do you see any other of my, like, is there an ascended master that I'm working with that's around me, or a main angel or guide other than the horse?
You know, I feel like you definitely have beings, you know, behind you, guiding you, protecting you. But the connection that I feel with you is very strong, just divine energy. I mean, so we all have these guides, we all have these angels, but you have, because you're so heady,
Yeah.
you just have a lot of this very strong, powerful divine energy. That's just like this accumulation of, oh good, Michael's back. Just this accumulation of, you know, of it all. So you are guided, you know, and loved and everything but you are so connected that way that you're not always aware of and then we'll go to Michael, but you're not always necessarily even aware of like some of the little messages that you might get in your day-to-day, you know, from your guides and stuff, because you're so, you know, you are very connected to this other, you know, just all this other energy coming in. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I pull it in every day.
Yeah.
So
Yes, you do.
Let me just say this. I'm going to jump in. Is that the archetype that I was thinking about was the crone.
Oh,
the crone?
The crone. The
funny.
Native American, the crone. And there's a negative kind of connotations with some people, but it's very strong. And it's a strong woman. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Well, yeah, because okay, I was told 2 years ago that I came here, actually I incarnated in this life from another planet, and that planet is strong females, and that I am a strong female.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I've always been told that I have that strong energy. I never really got it. I'm kind of getting it now.
Yeah, you're getting it now. You're starting to, and once again, I would say that because you did ask for like a guide or whatever, but you're in a way, besides the horse situation, the archetypes. You're very archetypical. It's very archetypes. The high priestess is very close to you, and the crone. I want you to really research the crone, because I think that the crone is going to help you to understand who you really are, and just know that it can have this negative thing, but it's really not. It's like the woman that's the most wise in the tribe. It's the most wise woman, and you have that. You have that thing about you. And I will tell you this, is that there's what's her name? Shoot. Keep talking, because you. Okay. God, it's so funny because I stumble when I'm thinking about you. Keep talking.
Okay. So I want to go to Michael, and then when you get it, we'll go back to Carrie. So Michael.
Yeah.
Okay. What I was picking up. Unmute yourself. Okay. So what I was picking up earlier, and I forgot to mention it, is that sometimes I feel like you actually pick up. You're pretty sensitive. And you pick up, like, if you pick up stuff in your gut, and I don't know if it's just like your feelings or whatever, but it's almost like you pick up in your gut. Yeah. And the other thing is sometimes you are almost like there's a disconnect because you feel so much, but there's like a disconnect between your head and your feelings.
Yes.
Which is interesting. Like, if we have time, I want to explore that just a little bit, because I think it's going to help you. Just because I feel like there is this disconnect, and then sometimes you take in all this feeling in your stomach.
Yeah.
So how much do you express your thoughts?
It's funny. I just wrote that down before. I feel sometimes very intuitive about a lot of things.
Yeah.
I trust them most times. I've fallen off and on the journal trail. And I've kind of, because it's a lot. And accessing the feelings is a lot too. I find that overwhelming. And I also feel sometimes my empathy for others. I wear that, and then I kind of put those all in boxes. It's a lot of boxes.
It is. And you definitely, you take it in. I mean, I literally see it in your stomach. So
But I have been trying to figure out a way to focus to get it out.
Yeah.
And my focus does wane from meditation to the journaling, and I'll spend more time procrastinating about it than doing, I guess.
Because I think the thing is, the interesting thing that I get with you is, that I saw this disconnect between you've got this feeling and then this so thought and then the logic speaking. And then also when we were talking earlier and I said that pulling down the blind and then, you're just kind of settling in and not, you're walking around in circles but not doing anything.
Yeah.
So somehow, and you know what, your actions, like your speaking or your words or whatever it is that you're going to do, they don't have to be big. I mean, you could actually, it can be writing notes to other people, it can be whatever, but I feel like it's going to be beneficial for you because people come to you and talk to you also. Yeah. They share their problems with you. So all I'm saying is because you've got, this overload of other people's stuff, somehow come up with some ways to speak those words out and get it out, or even protect yourself more for a while until you have, because there's a lot of stuff coming in and not as much stuff going out. Does that make sense?
You mean a lot of stuff that I'm thinking about that I'm not gestating?
Yeah, like it's just, people bringing stuff to you, whatever. There's a lot of stuff that you're.
And also his stuff, also his own stuff. He's internalizing.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's internalizing too much.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so even just going for a walk and listening to music, whatever, and having, whatever, just so you're doing something and moving and getting some of that stuff out, because there's that little disconnect. And I think if you start moving with more freedom, not because, this is what I have to do or whatever, but with actual more freedom and flow, get that stuff moving.
I agree.
Can I say something to him?
1 second. Let me just one second. I'm very aware of time. We're almost at the hour, so we have to really start wrapping everything up because we will start whatever. So we're going to just start. I'm aware of time, and that's part of me of being the producer and everything. So we're aware of time. We have got about 5 minutes, maybe-ish 10. So go ahead. Go ahead. Say what you want to say. Okay.
I wanted to tell Max to get out in nature and barefoot in the dirt, put your feet in the dirt, ground, let it go. Take a deep breath in, a deep cleansing breath in, and force it all out down through your feet and into the earth. And just imagine yourself just letting it go and thank Mother Earth for taking that from you. And at the same time, you're also receiving some really good energy from the earth, and it's going to help you to feel grounded and to get rid of some of that stuff that you hang on to.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kate.
Wow, we're getting readings. I love it. I love it. Very good. I have something. I'll repost it, but there's something called the infinity breath that I do. It's just an amazing breath where you go all the way down to the center of the earth, and then you go all the way up into the universe, and the center is in your heart. It's the most beautiful thing. Polly, remind me to post that. So I will do that. All right, so we got to wrap up here. So let's just really, kind of briefly, is there anything from Michael or Carrie that you want that stood out for you today that you're going to either take action on or that was a confirmation for you? Michael, why don't you speak first?
It was very good to hear where I am in this transition, and very comforting to have some of that cloud lifted, not to worry about it so much. I almost like permission to let it go. And that feels really quite free. I can sense these things coming on, but I'm not always sure if I'm just tricking myself and I want that and I could choose it. But I want to trust that more. So that helps a lot. I love the guardian angel, Uriel. I think I looked up Ariel. I'll email you for the actual.
Yeah, there's Ariel and there's Uriel. So it's the U-R-I-E-L. U-R-I-E-L. Because
I'm in that spiritual place too, where sometimes to talk about a disconnect, I don't always feel connected there too, and I'm trying to find that way. It doesn't kill my world. I'll find it.
You're finding it. You have freedom coming to you, so don't.
You're already finding it.
You are.
That's where I am. Thank you. Round of applause.
Round of applause for you. I give that to you.
Thank you.
All right. All right. So, Carrie, what are you taking away? What stands out for you?
Well, first I want to say I got Max and Michael mixed up. I meant to. What I said was for Michael.
I figured that. But you know what? I could use that too, so it's all good.
I'm going to definitely look up the crone. Everything that was said as far as that and the female, the strong female energy and everything makes sense to me. It's a lot of confirmation that like I said, I'm peeling back the layers of the onion, and I'm remembering who I really am, and at a very fast rate. And so all of this is great confirmation for me. I've been told by people that I've healed, that I have a lot of strong energy. I'm a great healer. So it's good to hear this, because we need the confirmation. We need to know that we're on the right track. So it was really awesome to hear, and really good stuff, good information.
I'm going to use that every time for our participants, right? Because I feel so strongly about, I want to give you a big round of applause for being vulnerable to be here, to share your life with the world. And it's really, it takes a lot of guts to do this. And we're going to do our wrap-up here. So thank you, Michael. Thank you, Carrie. We bless you all. And,
thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And all of you that are watching, if you would like to be in the place that Michael and Carrie were today, if you want to be a participant on the Divine Message Show with myself and my colleague Polly Wirum, please, you have to be available on Thursday afternoons at 3 o'clock or 2:30 to 4 o'clock Pacific USA time, and there's more details around that. But if you really do want to have a reading from us, just like this amazing reading that Polly just gave, and just have fun with us. It's just kind of like a fun party. Please go to info, look at that, my crazy writing, info@attractpositiveresults.com. Write an email to info@attractpositiveresults.com, and just say Divine Show Participant, and that's how Carrie and Michael came onto the show. And if you want to come on the show, we invite you, and it is good that we don't know you or just know you a little bit, and we would love to have you. We would love to have you. And let's do our wrap up, and let's do our little promo for our Southern California tour. Polly?
Absolutely. I'm super excited.
Tell everyone about that.
Okay, so I live in Alaska. I'm flying to California tomorrow, and tomorrow evening we have and all this is on your website and my website, the dates and times and everything. So tomorrow evening we have a show, and we receive messages. It's like this. We never know how it's going to go. It'll be universal messages, and then everybody in the audience, I believe, we'll probably get something personally. We did something like this like a month ago, and it was really fun, and really, it was amazing.
Yeah. I like to say that it's a gathering, not a show. Do you like that word?
Yes.
It's a gathering of souls. So we're gathering, we're channeling messages. It's not a show.
No.
We're up there, but
yes, thank you.
It's a gathering. Keep going. Yeah. So tomorrow we're in Venice at 7:30.
At 7:30. And then Sunday, you'll have to tell them about Sunday, because that's your familiar stomping grounds.
Yeah, we're going to be in Lancaster, California, which was where I live, and we're at the Center of Light, which is the Science of Mind Church, and it's going to be after the service. It's 2 hours, and you're more than welcome to drive out to the desert. It's a beautiful place, the desert, lots of sun and everything, and we're going to be doing, it's basically this show, but with, 40 or 50 or 100 people. And messages come through, and you might get a message from a loved one or direct messages for you. So, and it's all good. So that is on Sunday, and then on Monday night we're in Oxnard, California. My dear, dear, dear friend just opened a beautiful salon in Oxnard, California, and it's in a Shishi La La place, and it's really nice. And that event, that gathering is only 15 people, and we are going to sit in the salon and do these amazing messages for the people that are in the salon. So Venice tomorrow night, Lancaster on Sunday, and on Monday night in Oxnard. So it's Oxnard, Ventura kind of area. So that's what we're doing. Are you excited, Polly?
I am excited. So, and we just did one in Anchorage like a month ago, and we've got others. Actually, Max is coming back here in September. And so if anybody has a place that they would like us to come do something there, share with people, then get in touch with us for sure.
We love that. We love that. All right, so this is the end of our show. So I'm just going to remind you all, I'll go first, and then Polly, you can wrap up, is that if you want to know anything more about what I do, or if you want a private reading from me, you can go to attractpositiveresults.com, and you can book a reading with me on the readings page, or I am a private life coach. I have been coaching people for many years and helping them to really move in their life from craziness to success to abundance to really having the life that you want. I'm all about supporting people in that way. And yeah. And also, I will say this again. I'm really into Periscope right now. And if you don't know what Periscope is a live streaming app on your phone or your Android tablet. And I am streaming there 2 to 3 times a day. We start with a morning meditation every morning, and we do a little different things during the day that help you to raise your vibration, to address your underlying vibration. And we do Course in Miracles work. We do Law of Attraction work. I send Reiki. It's a beautiful thing. And so if you want to follow me on Periscope and take part in this beautiful community that we are developing, you can go to @MaxRyanCoach, @MaxRyanCoach. It's actually on Twitter and Periscope. And this Saturday, we are doing a 24-hour global meditation scope. So just look at @MaxRyanCoach on Periscope, and you can see me more. We have more fun. It's all about attracting love into your life. So that's my spiel. What do you got there, Miss Wirum?
Okay, so my website, gateways2peace.com, and that's with the number 2. So what I'm offering, what I really like to do is similar to when I did my part of the reading with Carrie and with Michael, where I see where they're at, and then if they ask questions and they say, well, I want to be here, I'm here, but I want to get to here, I really like seeing where they're at and what, the environment that they've created, and so it's kind of a reading and coaching with it. And so if you go to my website, I have packages for that, and it can even be like 2 sessions for the price of 1. And another thing that I do, because I believe in charity work so much, you can also go to my website and I'll do a reading, and you instead of paying me, the donation goes to one of the things on my website, because I really believe, this is one of my big goals, is to make a difference this way. I also, want to make enough money to pay for my trips when I when I travel, but I also really want to support good nonprofit agencies. So that's gateways2peace.com.
We need more people that take action to support the world. Listen to me. If you're just thinking about taking action to support the world in any way, you need to take the action. Yeah. Just like what Polly's talking about. You know what? Do some work and send the money to whatever, or go to the place and volunteer your time, because this world is crying out for you and for love.
Yep.
So thank you very much, everyone. And let's give another round of applause to Michael and Carrie. So good. All right, everyone. And really quickly before we go off the air, Michael and Carrie, stay on when we go off. Don't hang up yet. And as always, we are so blessed to bring you these divine messages from Spirit, and we pray that love will guide you, and we'll see you next week at the exact same time and the same place. Let's all say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.